No, absolutely. For now, we're going to get into the co-main event coming up next week at UFC 320, and that's the Machine. That's Merab Dvalishvili. I wish he was here right now, bud. I said that one pretty good this time. I had him live on, and I dropped the ball. He wasn't too pleased with the way I pronounced his name, but I've been practicing, champ. So he's going to defend his title, the bantamweight title versus Cory Sandhagen. I can't wait for this fight. I can't see how this isn't going to be a great fight. A long time coming for Cory Sandhagen. He's earned it the hard way, just like Merab did. We've talked about it in the past, and you always say about being forged in the fire. These guys in the UFC, they get forged. They take some losses, they get back on track, they stick at it, and he's earned it. Just like Merab earned it. He's also a high motor guy. Very interesting matchup. Obviously, Cory Sandhagen is much taller, about 5'10", 5'11". Merab is a shorter man, around 5'5" or 5'6". Very intriguing stylistic matchup. And I touched on Ankalaev, bud, that Ankalaev has not lost since 2018, where he's won 14 fights since. Well, Merab, since 2017 and 2018, where he had back-to-back submission losses, he hasn't lost since 2018. 13 wins in a row. I think probably already the greatest bantamweight champ. We love Dominic Cruz, and what a career, what a champion, what a fighter. But Merab is still going, and if not, maybe with this defense, maybe then, if not already, he might be the greatest. Just want to hear your thoughts, preview, prediction. Merab versus Sandhagen.
Yeah, Dominic Cruz, not only a Hall of Fame fighter and greatest bantamweight of all time, with Merab now banging at the door, like you said, but he's going to wind up being a Hall of Fame commentator when his career's over. He's that good. He
I
is
couldn't agree
that
more. He's fantastic.
Yeah, he's that good. He really is. Yeah, listen. First thing, Merab 20-4, Sandhagen 18-5. These guys earned their stripes. You know, these guys, like you said, they were forged in the fire. You got to lose to win sometimes. These guys, by losing those fights, it didn't set them back. It set them ahead. It gave them what they needed to get to the top. It gave them the experience, the knowledge, the feeling of losing. It gave them a barometer, a compass for where they were trying to go, which was to the top, to Mount Olympus. And when you fight the kind of fighters they fought, they're right in. That's the one thing about the UFC. They were forced early to find out, is this for me? And if it is, what do I got to change? What do I got to do? Where do I got to get better? And you can only get better when you're fighting the best. I mean, you hear it when you're a kid. You hear parents talking about their kids and saying, yeah, my kid's in, I got him in this division. He's whatever sport, and he's in there with older kids, but he's learning. And, of course, we don't want him to get discouraged, but he's learning. And then when he plays with kids his own age and size, all of a sudden, you're going to see the benefit. It's kind of like that theory along those lines a little bit. It works similar to that by fighting the level they did and taking the risk they did early in their career, they became the kind of fighters that they wanted to be right from the beginning. In other words, they got the kind of fights it took to get better. And that's what it's about. Yeah, you want to be a champion, but the first thing, your first goal is this: I want to improve. I want to become a better fighter. How do you improve? How do you get to that place where one day you can be up on Mount Olympus? By fighting better guys. That's what they did, both of them. And Merab fits my saying perfect, doesn't he, bud? When you win the title, you get 30% better. You're going to tell me he didn't look 30% better in a rematch with O'Malley? You're going to tell me that? You're going to tell me that? No, you're not. Because if you do, I'm going to shout you down. He was 30% bad. Now I notice the UFC guys in the box, they use what I say. They do. It's all right. It's good. It's no problem. I didn't get a patent on it. It's no problem. I'm not charging them nothing for that. But 30, the proof is in the pudding. You can see it. Winning the title, Merab got better. And I think that he's in the best place. You just said it, 13 wins in a row. I mean, that speaks for itself. He's in the best place he's ever been right now. He feels like he's unbeatable right now. But I'll tell you one other thing that makes this interesting. I think Sandhagen is in a real good spot right now. I think he's feeling pretty good with all the experience. I think he's feeling like this is the time. If it's going to be, this is the time that he's starting to feel like the stars are aligned. His experience, everything he's been through, that he's hitting on all cylinders right now. That makes for an interesting fight. I'll break it down real quick. Merab should be the favorite. First of all, he's physically superior, a little bit stronger. Just if we're gonna go into that, it's not always about that, but just pure physical strength. He is better on the floor. You don't need me to tell you. He's a monster on the floor, on the mat. But Cory Sandhagen he's well-rounded. He is really dimensional. He wouldn't be able to match Merab on the floor, but I'll tell you one thing, he can survive on the floor. Well, maybe not. Who knows? We'll see. But he doesn't want to be there, but he's got a damn good takedown defense. He knows how to scuttle on the floor. He knows what he's doing. Again, Merab is the man there. We get that advantage. So where does Sandhagen have his chance? Striking. Avoiding takedowns, keeping range, doing what using the physical advantage that you touched on of length and size, height, use his legs, keep Merab. I know O'Malley couldn't do it. I know it's going to be, I get it, I understand. But Cory, that would have to be the ticket if there's going to be a ticket to winning a title. To use his legs, to strike, to show to show that dimension. Maybe he's got a little edge with the striking. Merab's gotten better with the striking. Sandhagen has to be better. He's got to fight his best striking fight ever. And Merab has gotten better, but it's still a little more raw. It's a little, like his punches will have a little width on him sometimes. He will get a little fat. He will sometimes throw, really not mix them up. He'll throw the same punches, at you, where there'll be just, lefts and rights coming at you. There won't be a lot of change of direction or mixing up of the order of them or the repertoire of them. It'll be pretty standard, power shots coming at you. I'll tell you what he's damn good at, Merab, though, with those power shots. He forces you back with his pressure, and then he catches you as you go back. He's a genius at that. It's no accident. I watched him against O'Malley. We were there in person. Why? And I was working that fight for ESPN. So he's really good at that. But Sandhagen, again, his assortment of punches might be a little better. They're going to have to be better. He's going to have to stay on his feet. He's going to have to mix it up. He's going to have to get Merab to reach a little bit, do some counter punching. Merab has become so good with his legs on control and range where he can go out and then in. He's become so good at his pressure. I mean, he's got to get a commercial. Our man Ray is the greatest coach. He's our friend. He's the best. Ray Longo. You got to get him an Ever Ready commercial. I mean, he's that Ever Ready bunny. He never, ever, ever wears out. He is always going all the time. I don't know if he's got a charger somewhere in the corner that recharge. I don't know. But with that pressure, that's what he relies on. He's going to break you down. He's going to break you down. He's going to weigh your will. He's going to break your will, and he's going to break you physically. He's going to weigh you down. That's what Sandhagen's got to deal with. He can't get worn down. He's got to keep control on the outside. He's got to give angles, keep Merab off bounds. He's got a pot shot. He's got a counter punch. He's got to fight a perfect fight. It's going to be, we'll find out. Who am I going with? I got to go with Merab.